Hello guys and welcome to Ancient. I found a default from Heroic that I stole. It's actually it's an A split where 4 men are taking Donut and running into A while one is kind of lurking through A and just slowly clearing it and then join them here. But what's very important is the default, because it almost always it looks like a very good default and it almost always guarantees mid control. The first part of this is a set of nades thrown from here. Make sure not to go on the stone here. Just walk into this triangle here, like in the center of it. Then we see this line right here, molly, and the smoke is like under this, from this line, walking forward, jumping. Okay, it's probably the best default, the best donut smoke. And this molly just counteracts the play that Bang likes to do, where when he plays donut, he mollies here and tries to run to donut. Well, not if there's a molly from here. He's forced to play here, and he's gonna be flashed and killed next. So we can do this together just one more time, even though it's probably already necessary. And then we have a flash. Just stand here and flash and jump throw the flash. So that's 3 parts of util done. The flash goes off a little bit far in the back. You can make a tiny step forward, but make sure to shift walk forward this tiny step. Otherwise, it's going way too deep and it's going to blind our people as well, our guys as well. Okay, then we have our usual house smoke. I like to use this one for that. Right. And then we have the third smoke of this default is the hardest one. It's thrown by the guy who's later on lurking into A. What? Wait, lurking. He's just slowly clearing A halls. And it's... Let me get an op. You see these little triangles here, right? I'll take this one here. Aim in the middle of it and then go to the right edge. Right, just like this. And then we walk forward, jump throw. And we jump throw as soon as we hit this line here. Okay? It takes a while to get right, but it's super strong because it smokes off cheetah. Right in the very beginning, which is very important because the guy who's playing B has to run up. It's his job in this default. He's running up, mollying ramp to make sure there's no CT pressure from here. And then he has smoke here and he takes this area. This should still be smoked. I mean, it took a while for me, but he's walking past us and joining the 3 people who are going mid and holding their backs essentially from CT's pushing A. Yeah, as soon as we have this, you know, taking the rest of taking mid is pretty straightforward. We molly here, in case someone's in that corner, and then this is smoke, this is smoke. This should be clear. Nobody's coming from A because we have someone holding it. We have it, you know, we have mid. So as long as these 2 smokes are there, we are free to choose wherever we want to go. I'll just show the A player. So you want to molly this, I guess, just to make sure there's no CT pushing into that. And then it's the hardest part, I assume. It's slowly clearing all those angles here. Right? You just throw the molly and then you make no sound anymore. Just clearing this, clearing this, clearing this. Walking out, clear, clear, check this, and then just wait here. If you made it like until here, you don't have to peek temple. You wait for it until it's smoked. you know. Okay, so that's the default. Basically, we have control of mid, we have control of, what's that called? I forgot what this was called. T-side upper, it says on the top left, but whatever. We still have 2 smokes left, which is enough for a B execute. So now we should decide very quickly, or at least probably we should have known beforehand where we want to end up. Our options are doing the A split like Heroic did. That's that means we need to take Donut with 3 to 4 people, and for this, let's assume this is still smoked, and we try to do it fast, right? It's like here. So we have one guy who's mollying and flashing. So why do we molly this spot? Well, there are 3 angles people can hold in Donut for defensively. One is here, one is obviously here, and one is here, right? By mollying this off, we need to flash the other 2 angles, and we can do that with the next flash. So the combo is like this molly, and this flash. Standing throw is the flash, right? It's a pop flash as long as there's a smoke. It's a pop flash. It's gonna bounce here. It's gonna go off here. So this guy's blind. This guy is not blind, but he's mollied. He can't stand here. And this guy's blind, right? So he might hold this super tight angle, and this guy might be very close here. So be ready for that. But most likely they will be flashed. And as soon as this goes in, we just walk into it with 2 to 3 people and clear it, you know. Clear it here, clear it here, clear it here. As soon as we have Donut, the one who's holding from backside is throwing this smoke. This is a temple smoke. It's not the very best. It's kind of wingy because you look at this leaf and you make sure that it doesn't completely touch these leaves here, but is, you know, there's a tiny little gap, and then you aim just below it, just like this. You have to practice this, and in 8 out of 10 cases it's gonna land inside temple. And it's not the best one because it has depending on where it has been thrown, right? There might be a super tiny one-way here for that direction, but it's not very deep, so it's over here. You know, if the A guy goes out like this one way is not gonna do anything to him. You can also just throw an 8 into this. It's gonna explode right in the place where someone would be trying to abuse a one-way. But yeah. So our B guy is doing this, who started on B. You throw this, and then you can throw this entry flash for A, which goes off here, and then we pop out and we have A and plant. And do whatever. We can smoke. We have 1 smoke left. We can smoke this if we want. We don't necessarily need to. We can also smoke behind if we want, depending on where the smoke is and where we hear footsteps and all that shit. So that's the split for A. We also can, since both of these are smoke, we can also decide to take house. There's 2 flashes that pop through this. One is right here from the middle. You aim at the top and walk forward throw. It's gonna go off in the smoke or behind it, but everyone who's holding the smoke itself will be blind. So this guy obviously not, and this guy in this corner also not, but everyone who's close in here will be 100% be blind. You can do the same thing from here if it's the B player who does this. You don't aim at the top then, but like right in the middle of the building. So I consider this a line and this, and just aim right in the middle of it. Yeah, and just walk forward, throw. It's gonna do the same thing. So then we can push into house with 2 people, clear it, and then we can decide, do we want to split A or B? And depending on what we want to do, we probably smoke off the other one. Right? So that's the options we have. We still have the B execute. We still have, after this, we can just all go B and just do a standard B execute. I'll show the smokes that Panther showed us again and the flash. So the first one is here, right on the height of these things. Up here, jump throw. The other one is right in the middle of this. You aim at this thing, jump throw. This is smoked, and this is smoked. Beware that someone can sit in this. Entry flashes. Panther suggested us to drop flashes on top of this, so one can just flash all the time, and I would agree to this. It's a jump throw, you just aim at the... If this is a... Yeah, just aim at this, and do it all the time. It's not gonna blind us here, even if we go out. You know, this corner is not something we clear, because we molly it. You know, so we just go out, check if someone's sitting here, if someone's pushing the smoke here. That's what we need to, what we really need to do. The molly for this little shit thing is just right in the corner of this sign. Right, so we don't need to clear there. So we have no business looking in the direction where the flash is going off when we entry. So nobody should get blinded by this. So we just go out, clear side, plant. Taking cheetah. I found I found a pretty disgusting flash for cheetah. I still would recommend that we molly it first if we really want to do that. So just walk up here until you see a little bit of this wall. Then there's this wooden thing, and just aim like around here and run through it in. So what this does is, give me God mode please. What this does is it mollies the guy off that can sit here. If we throw this molly, there's no way someone's sitting here. And that's super important. Sometimes this molly doesn't burn in this corner. Well, this time it does, but sometimes it doesn't. That's not that much of a problem, because I found this fucking disgusting flash. We go into this corner, and you see this little black thing here, right? Yeah, we crouch. We aim a little bit, a tiny little bit to the left of it, and while crouching, we're walking forward, jump throw.
Throwing flashbang.
And it's going through the hole in the roof, right into this. So you can hear it and try to turn, but when there's a molly, you know, there's footsteps, you try to get ready. Chances are you're not gonna turn from that flash, because you hear footsteps here, you wanna be ready for the peak, and then you're white. It's a fucking disgusting thing, but let's abuse it. Okay, so that's for the B-take. Yeah, well, I'm pretty confident in this default. It's basically a 1-3-1 default with 3 people mid. Maybe we want to switch that up depending on how other teams are playing, essentially, especially in our bracket. Maybe we want to default with 2 people to B. If they go really aggressive to try and take this area, as CTs, then we might wanna have 2 people being on B as the default. So like a 2-1 split, just as a default. Lastly, I have a few flashes that might be of interest. And, well, let's say just a few utility pieces that overall might be interesting. So the first one is probably the most perfect temple smoke. It's from here. No, please let me get that right. It's kind of iffy to go on this because you still have to. It's probably best to just use A until you're right on the middle of the, of this brown thing from the leaf. Then we stand up, and then there is this. You see this corner? Yeah, just go a tiny little bit left from it and jump through it. And this should be the perfect temple smoke. Yes. It's deep enough that there is never going to be a one-way somewhere. You cannot stand in any of these corners. If you look at the radar, you cannot stand anywhere in it. You have to be behind it or push out of it. So this is the perfect temple smoke. I think I showed this. The very best flash for mid is this one. You line up with this, aim at the very edge of the leaf, jump through it. It's disgustingly good. It's gonna pop up here and it's not gonna blind any one of us since it goes off right here, right? But everyone else here will be blind. For B, if the CTs like to really take this ramp, right, they push really deep into this ramp. There's this flash you can throw from right here. Just throw it like this. It's not gonna blind us because we still can hold it from here, but it should blind everyone who's trying to go into ramp, obviously. So it's pretty nice to stop ramp push, especially against teams that like to do this. And we are running a 2-1 default with 2B. Then we kind of one throwing that flash, and the other one is just farming them. So there's 2 utility pieces for B. It's 2 flashes, basically. You have one, if you want to take ramp control early, you just walk forward until you see this thing. Yeah, I don't know how it's called in English. And you just aim a little bit left to it and throw. So this is for someone waiting here to go off and peek and take ramp. If you're late, or if they are faster, or if you hear them like late round, let's say someone's playing here inside and he hears them, you can also do this from a safer position like here. It's not as good, but it's safe. It's blind. It's gonna blind the ramp guys. Yeah, guys. Okay, I guess that's it for now. See you in the next video.